Howdy. When yo, old people's complaint desk once again. And I want you to get active. Are you active? I want you to get active specifically so that you can start to have a relationship or a better relationship with your body. I know you've had the same body for at least 70 years if you're a Septuagenarian, and you know it pretty good, or so you say, right? And so I would say also, but you never know. There's always something more you can learn. I want you to know your body. I want you to know your body in a successful, pleasant, pleasing, rewarding fashion. Too many times us Septuagenarians we know our body when we find out from some doctor or somebody else about what this pain really is. So we get to understand what pains are. We get to understand what they mean by the weather is cold and damp and my joints hurt. We understand all these things about this problem that we have with our back way back when we were in our 30s, and now, whoo, God, boy, is it ever bad. And I've already had 2 surgeries. I haven't, but you know what I mean? I've had 2 surgeries already, and my back is still bad. If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't have the surgeries, but it's too late. You're very knowledgeable with your body when it comes to stuff like that. You have a great relationship with your body. We have great relationships with our body when it comes to the aches and pains that we know. Is that the kind of relationship you want to have with somebody that you're stuck with? I don't know. You do want to make it kind of a little bit more enjoyable to where you have some wins here and there. Yeah. You want to be able to know your body and be happy with what you're knowing. Why? Because it's sure beats sitting there miserable all day long complaining about how you hurt or how you have pain or how you can't do anything. So you get active. I'm going to go slew out now. And what I mean by a relationship with your body, let me give you a little demonstration. I'm going to skew out. Okay. Here's a stretch, for example. I put my hand over here and I grab my elbow and I pull it. Ooh, and I'm stretching this. And if I pull a little bit more, maybe bend a little, I'll stretch this. This is the tricep, this is the oblique. The more you do it, the more your tricep and oblique knows what to do. I'm going to stretch now. Ooh. The body already knows from conditioning what this means, and this guy is already starting to wake up. Now, I stretch it. What is it you want when you stretch? What kind of response do you want? You want your muscle to stretch a little bit, and you're going to feel it stretch. You're not going to strain, but you're going to feel it tighten. And then you're going to want to feel your muscle go, and just ease into that stretch, right? It really is. It's like, I'm stretching. Okay, I'm stretching. I'm pulling on it or moderately giving a little bit of pressure on it, and all of a sudden it just goes, It responded by stretching. That's a positive aspect of the relationship I have with my body, because it goes, and relaxes. And the more and more I do that thing with my tricep or some other part of my body, the more I'm setting up a pattern for that muscle to understand that when I go like this, I'm going to stretch and go, So it turns out sometimes that you go like this and you grab here and all of a sudden the muscle's just going, I give up. It's so used to being stretched, not strep, not stressed. Stretched. It's used to being stretched. It wants to be stretched. It likes to go, Now, part of the reason why it's going, so quickly is because since you've been doing this over and over and over again, your muscle actually is getting flexible. That's the word I'm looking for? Flexible. Flexibility for an old body. Yeah. So it's getting to the point, because it's been worked so much and because it has become more flexible, that it's going to relax more. It's not going to strain when I go like this and pull on it. It's going to just give and relax. That's flexibility, isn't it? Don't we have a problem with flexibility? When's the last time you tried to back your car up and go over like this, over the shoulder, and I can't even do that. You know, I lost an awful lot of visibility behind me. I'm glad they have cameras now in the back of cars. So when I put in reverse, I can watch, because trying to get my head around that way to look behind me, good luck. But I can to some degree because I'm somewhat flexible. So when I go back there to take a look at what's behind me as I'm backing up my car, I am rewarded pleasantly and you know, pleasant surprise. Hey, I can actually turn around and I can see something and it doesn't hurt, which is good because my car was made before cameras went into the back. I don't have a camera in my car. It's too old. So I want you to go and do something in the line of activity, physical activity, and start to key in to your body. Pay attention. Right. Pay attention to your body and key into your body, because I want you to know how little small things, discrete, little thing feel. Because it just takes a little for you to make changes, positive changes. But when you understand, when you know how it feels and you can count on it, you start to realize that the things that you're experiencing with your body now are of a positive level. And it helps balance out the things that are not positive. Because believe me, in the 70s, you get all the stuff hit you. And it's just sometimes really, just too much. But we have to get what little bennies here and there we can, right? Little victories, little pleasant things going on. So you get active. And one of the first things you do is stretch. You want to move your heart, increase your heart rate a little bit, get warmed up, and then you want to stretch. And if that's all you do for the next year, that's fine, because stretching does an awful lot for our flexibility. At the very least, it might slow down your loss of flexibility, because we already got to understand we have a deficit every year. We either make up for that deficit in our body aging or we don't. And if we don't, that means we get less and less flexibility. And if we fall down and you're not flexible, you're going to hurt something. It snaps or it breaks or it tears or whatever. But if you're flexible, you stand a better chance. So get active, stretch, be flexible, and know your body. Know the subtle differences between one muscle and another muscle. Relaxing. Get to feel that, relax. And start keying into that, because when you start keying into that, you're starting to train this. Train your brain to start looking different perspectives, and that's always a good thing, because when you get active, you need to have that active brain. We'll talk about that one next. But for now, I always forget until the end, but please subscribe, and please send this to somebody you might know. Share it. Share it with somebody you know who's in the same age group, just to help them out, or help me out too. Okay, thank you very much, and now go get active. You can sit in that chair and stretch. Go ahead and Google it. Exercises for sitting in chair and stretching. Something to that effect. You Google that, and I'm sure you're going to get some responses. Okay, I'll see you later. Hi, this is Wayneo with a disclaimer. The information that I'm providing is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, and treatment, nor as a substitute for professional mental health care or a substitute for accounting and tax preparation. These stories are my experiences. Go and have your experiences, and may they be guided by competent professional help. And I give public notice that all names are fictitious composites and I'm representing no one person, alive or otherwise. My intent here, as in all cases, is not to malign anyone or anything. Thank you.